Oh, man. If you guys know anything about Thailand, you know it is Scam City. They're up to some shenanigans and people are getting in trouble. Looks like our boy Mac TV Travel, Learn, Inspire is at it, telling us this should not be happening in Thailand, but it is. See what he's talking about, because I've got a couple ideas of myself that are stirring. Let's see what he breaks open, because it's truth time, baby. Can't hide from us anymore. We got cameras everywhere. You can be found out.
I'm right now, and honestly, this should not be happening. Later on in the video, I have got the perfect example of these two idiots in Thailand that have come here, and just, yeah, you need to see this later in the video, trust me.
Yo, guys, when you're traveling abroad, it doesn't matter if it's Southeast Asia, Africa, Europe, America. It doesn't matter. Do not be a bozo. Do not be asking for it, okay? Because some of these people out there, so what are you doing? When you're traveling, the one thing that you want to worry about more than anything else is safety. Keep that in mind.
And the crazy part is, most tourists that come here have no idea whatsoever until they're already in it.
Right.
And I see this every single week without fail. Tourists come here expecting one thing and they get hit with something completely different.
No.
Prices, nightlife, and the way people are actually getting treated now. It's all shifting, everything's changing, and slowly but surely you can definitely feel this, especially if you live here.
Guys, remember, if you're going over there for sex tourism, you're trying to get into some shenanigans, you're working with the underbelly of the world, well, guess what? They see you too. And they're willing to act a certain way and stoop to your level at that point, because you're asking for it. All right? Just keep that in mind.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 birthdays all in a row. What are the chances of that happening? Now look, I'm not saying that Thailand is bad. It's still one of the best places in the world, that's for sure. But there are a few things happening right now that no one is talking about. And if you don't understand them, you're going to learn the hard way. So in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what's going on and what you need to know before you end up in a situation that you don't expect. Let's start with something I see all the time, and it's not the obvious scams that people warn you about.
Thank you.
It's the subtle things, the situations where everything feels normal until later. You go out, you're having a good night, everything feels easy, friendly, and nothing seems off. And then the bill comes, it's not crazy, but you just don't expect it. It's not really clear enough to start asking too many questions, so you just ignore it, you pay it, and you get on with your night.
And that doesn't just happen in Thailand. That happened to me while I was in Malaysia as well. Yeah, you just got to watch out, man. Like, if you're out there getting tankered, you're an easy target. And at that point, it's like, well, you're asking for it. What do you expect? You're going to argue over the bill?
That's how these things work. They're subtle. It's not about hitting you hard. It's about them doing these small adjustments just enough so you don't react. And it's when these things keep happening a little bit here and a little bit there, the people start to talk and say, well, something just feels a bit off, doesn't it? But lo and behold, they can't explain why, because they still don't know what's going on. Because in that moment, it didn't really feel like anything. That's the trick. It's psychological. I've seen a bunch of these friendly situations slowly start turning into transactions, and these transactions change depending on who's actually standing there and who's around you at the time. And again, this isn't happening everywhere. There's still a bunch of good, honest places, but this is happening enough right now. And you need to be aware of it, because when you're not aware of it, it just keep happening again and again. And before you know it, it's too late and bad things happen. And this leads straight into the next thing, which is prices. Because one of the biggest changes right now, and most people don't even notice, is Thailand still has this image of being cheap. Well, it does to some people.
Right, it does have that image of being cheap. You just have to watch out too. I think he was kind of hinting at it. I'm not sure he didn't want to be completely straightforward, because he's over there. You know, he doesn't want to really like put a huge target on himself. But you got to watch out for like people coming over and sitting next to you and like ordering drinks. like for the whole table, and you don't realize they're putting it on your tab. Be careful with that.
Some people realise. And yes, compared to a lot of places, it is cheap. But things are creeping up everywhere. Drinks are a lot higher. Taxes are a bit more. Services, small extras. Nothing major on its own, but altogether, these things do add up. They add up fast. And if you're here on holiday, you're not tracking every baht, are you? You're just enjoying the moment. That's what you came here to do. So you're probably thinking,
check it, kind of
it doesn't even matter. Why am I even watching and listening to this guy right now? You just feel like you're spending a little bit more than expected. You don't really realise unless you live in here. I see videos of people that come to Thailand and they're like, how much have you spent in a month? And they say like, oh, I've spent £4,000 in a month or £8,000 in 2 months. These guys that come here first time on holiday, and I'm thinking, how has this happened? How are people spending this much money? I could go out all day going crazy and I couldn't even spend that much. So somebody is getting rinsed somewhere for sure.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like the more often you go certain places across Asia, for example, it's not really like this in the U.S. Like I guess it is. Like if you get to know the managers and stuff, they'll bring you free appetizers. Like if you go to a restaurant a lot, but not so much in like clubs and stuff, unless you know somebody who's working there. But if you're a regular, they'll hook you up. They'll give you a local price, and all of a sudden you're like, what? I can buy drinks for everybody. I'm like, that was one drink. It's crazy. Don't drink Prague, guys. You need salt, not.
Now, if you've been here longer, or you've already come back a few times, you can see this clearly. You notice the changes, the shift on the menus, the prices vary. Sometimes it depends where you go, sometimes it depends just who you are. And again, this isn't always a scam. This is just the system adapting now.
It's
more
true.
Tourists, more demand, more opportunity. But the problem is people are still arriving to Thailand with this old mindset where everything's cheap.
Yeah, and so many tourists are rude. Like, I really don't blame them, you know? If I was a business owner, I wouldn't advertise it, but I'd think about it. I'd consider it. If I was running a bar and a bunch of D-bags walked in acting a fool, being rude to the girls working, whatever it might be, like, sure. There's a specific case for everything. Call it a tax for being rude.
That's where the gap is now, between expectation and reality, and that's where people get caught out. And this really starts to affect the experience, especially the nightlife, because most people have an idea in the head of what Thailand nightlife is really like. Fun, relaxed, a little bit crazy, but it's real. And what I'm seeing more of now is that just everything is becoming more transactional. And I hear stories all the time of when, all right mate, of when people used to come here, they used to go in the bars and girls would be all over them, dancing, having fun, and it wouldn't really be about the money as such. But now, you can't even talk to a girl or look at a girl without having to spend money on a lady drink. But I do understand why. I've got a bar and
you gotta buy a drink just to talk to her. It's really interesting. A lot of the girls that I talked to when I was in Thailand on Tinder, for instance, I finally get to talk to them and we'd be all cool, and come time for them to come hang out, and they're like, hey, can you pay for my Grab and send me some money? I'm like, what? Don't you live down the street? Whoa, just be aware of that.
Understand. You get that many idiot tourists come here, and stupid people thinking that they're going to get everything for free, basically. And they come here with not much money anyway, and they're expecting the world, and they're expecting to have all these great experiences without spending a dime. And what often happens is that it just feels rushed. The conversations are shorter, it feels less natural, and it just feels like
the community's jaded because there's so many rude travelers these days.
Genuine, the parts where you've spent the money, and if you're new, again, you might not notice, and you'll just think this is normal, but if you've been around, you'll feel it instantly. Something's different, the balance has shifted. And now, I'm not saying Thailand is awful, I'm not saying it's shit, I'm not saying don't come here, but just understand what you're walking into. Because
so cool,
when your
building that looks like a
expectations
ship.
are off, that's when you're gonna have a bad experience, like what's coming up very soon. Okay, this is the last point I want to make now before I show you this clip.
Stuff.
And what this whole video is
Mood
about,
pizza,
basically.
bunch of
Now,
emojis.
most people don't come here based on reality. They come here based on what they've seen online. And keep this in mind as we go through this now.
Thank you to Mac. I've just been combing through all of these guys from America, from England, Scotland, Ireland. They're just like, treat Southeast Asia like it's just this perfect place. And you can't, like, everybody knows, like, America's not perfect. We got a whole bunch of bad stuff going on here. Well, every country does. And a lot of it's because there are a bunch of bad people out there making the locals feel inclined to treat everybody a little different than they used to. And, you know, you've got to be aware of these things. I don't know, man. Just be a cool cat when you're out there. Everything will be great.
All this stuff online, all these social media influencers only showing the positive aspects of Thailand,
right?
Because they want to show off like they're a positive person to get brand deals and stuff like that, which, you know, I can understand. Everything looks perfect, all
Everyone's
the best moments, the highlights, the best nights, everything's easy.
We're doing this the honest way, though.
But that's not the full picture. What you don't see is everything around that, the confusion and all the awkward situations, the timings, the moments where things don't go expected. Nobody's going to show you that stuff online, to be honest. And if they do, they're doing it for two reasons. Number one, they're being real, which is cool. And number two, they might be trying to rage bait you. And this is where the mistakes start to happen. People trust too quickly. They follow the wrong advice. They chase on experience instead of understanding exactly what's going on. And this is how they end up getting into these stupid situations that don't match what they expected. The truth is, Thailand can be incredible, but only if you understand it for what it is and not what social media makes it out to be. Now I'm going to show you this clip of these two idiots that came to Thailand recently.
Oh, jeez, here we
these
go.
Guys are like just some happy-go-lucky guys. But what they did is got themselves in a situation and they're trying to portray Thailand to be some place that it isn't now. And I watched this clip and it really, really annoyed me. I don't comment on many posts on TikTok or Instagram, but I did comment on this one because I thought it was due a Mac TV comment. I'm going to play the clip now and I want you guys to tell me what you think.
We got scammed whilst we were in Chiang Mai in Thailand. Basically robbed.
I think in the end it was like £1,500 total. But then they also took all my cash.
We saw these local Thai girls and we went over to them and basically just said, oh, where would you go on a night out? They took us to a bar and inside the bar they had like a private karaoke room. They then offered us drinks, like, yeah, do that. They were like, oh, can we have a drink? I was like, yeah.
Remember, this happens everywhere in the world. You just go up to a bunch of strangers. They're going to take you to one of their friends or one of these places that they get kickbacks because they're essentially influencers and being paid by these restaurants, bars, shops that they, you know, have friends at and have more than an acquaintance with, and everybody's working, you know?
Of course you can have a drink. There was loads of girls in the room as well. It wasn't a strip club, by the way.
Yeah, just to put that out there, guys.
They charged us originally for like £100. Then they got food, wanted a bottle of whiskey.
But we never ordered this.
We didn't order this.
They just like kept bringing in food.
So then they came in the room again to charge us, and they charged us an extra 12,000 baht, which is like £300. I paid it. I was like, right, that's it now. We'll like kind of finish the night. I ordered a Grab, which is like an Uber equivalent, like a taxi. And I noticed that one of the girls left the room, and then as soon as we got up to leave, 8 men came into the room, locked the door, and then demanded that we pay 64,000 baht, £1,500.
Yeah.
My heart just like sunk.
Yeah, because like
we're not in the tourist area. We're not in the we're not central.
Now, firstly, I just want to say how I think it's funny how these guys waited until they got in the airport to actually talk about this, as if they were, you know, too scared to say anything at the moment in time, or the night it was on, the day after. They waited until they was getting out of Thailand. So now, let me just tell you what really happened to these guys. They went to a private KTV room with multiple freelancers, and they went along with everything. They allowed these girls to bring them drinks, bring them food. They didn't say no, they didn't ask to see any prices, they didn't get scammed, and they've got a lot to learn about nightlife in Asia. And what really annoys me about this is this video got a few...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is he going to brush over the fact that 8 random dudes came to their place and held them up? Like, did they bring these girls home? Didn't sleep with them? Maybe they did. They didn't know they were working girls? Yikes. That's a problem. You need to make that very clear. And it's not rude. Come on, boys. I think it's both. They could have done better and should have got themselves in that situation in the first place. But also, a gang of thugs coming to their place and ripping them off.
Views on TikTok or Instagram. And I'm not going to say
Come on, Matt.
who they are. I'm not going to give them a shout out. But this type of content, this rage bait content, they clearly knew that they're just talking absolute bullshit. But
it's not rage bait if you're being honest,
views,
bro.
aren't we? I understand they're doing it for views, but these are the kind of people that can...
They're just inexperienced travelers. They were clearly young. They didn't know better. They didn't understand the social dynamics of a different country. They had money, so they clearly weren't worried about like paying for drinks or buying food or whatever. They're like, yeah, whatever. They were surprised by the bill, sure, but they should have gotten out of there after the first bill, definitely. The food kept coming, and they had to pay for that too. Fine, but don't be inviting these girls back. You know, like, especially after paying that much at a place that they brought you to. They should have taken you somewhere cool and local if they were genuine. And, yeah, these thugs showing up and ripping them off. Come on now. That's a big part of the story, man. And I don't blame them for waiting to post it until they're at the airport about to dip out. Like, what?
To Thailand one time, they're just naive as hell, have some bad experience, and then make a made-up shitty story about it, and then they're trying to preach to all these youngsters that are thinking of coming here, and that gives Thailand this image of what it's actually...
They're telling them to be careful, man. They're telling them where they made mistakes. And they're telling them the truth about reality, like what's going on in Thailand right now. Just because you live there doesn't mean you have to stand up for it. You know, like, some bad things happened to me while I was traveling. I don't hate Asia. I look forward to going back to all those countries. You know, Malaysia, first stop. Thailand, probably second stop. Come on now. Like, I'm not worried about those things because I'm aware of it now. I've been through it. So I'll share those experiences with people that want to watch and want to learn. And that's similar to what those boys are doing there. They just don't have the words, the verbiage to say it eloquently, to forewarn other people about their experience, like how to get out there and do it right. They're not there yet. They haven't had time to reflect. So I wouldn't be so judgmental, Mac. Come on, bro.
Not really like. And unfortunately, there's more and more of these idiots coming to Thailand now, creating this type of content just to rage bait. And yeah, well, they've successfully rage baited me, that's for sure. And just, make Thailand seem
these Thai
like it's
gangs
something
have been
it's not.
around for
so yes,
longer than
this
America
shouldn't be
has been a
happening in
country.
Thailand, but it is. And unfortunately, it's just one of them things we've got to deal with. But I think if we all make ourselves more aware and help make other people aware, it might put a stop to this stupid type of content and stupid type of behaviour from these stupid tourists. It's not fair what those people went through because of them, and for them to shame them and talk bad about them for something they did.
Bro, both parties are at fault here. Okay? They shouldn't have got themselves in that position, but they shouldn't have been put in that position either if those people were kind and gentle like the rest of their community is. Okay? Don't get all high and mighty there, Mac. You need to be taking this example of these young boys and teach the people who are watching right now how to react instead, how to go about this situation instead, how to find a safe place to go instead, how to have a good time and do it the right way. Don't get mad at them and call them out and say people are rage baiting. Give me a break, bro.
It's really annoying to me. Do you think Thailand is changing and the way people perceive it? Let me know in the comments.
Of course.
Cheers,
it
guys.
has
Peace.
to.
See you in the next one.
Peace, bro. I do appreciate him. He's trying to be real. He is one of the most real guys out there. But no, I'm not even subscribed. Hit that subscribe button for Mac TV Travel Learn Inspire. Hit that like for him. Go watch some of his other videos if you're planning on traveling to Thailand. Yeah, good stuff. I'm glad we watched that. It is important that we talk about the positives and negatives of places. The positives have been out there for years, though. There have been travel magazines and shows on TV just showing how wonderful these places are. And their tourism departments do a great job of showing off these places and really getting you to come and letting you know that you can live a different life there for a lot cheaper, and that's for sure. But just because it's cheap doesn't mean that it doesn't come with the same struggles that you'll have back home in America, the UK, Ireland, all of Europe, wherever you're coming from in the world, the Middle East. There are going to be people that are looking to take advantage of you, and you need to be aware. It's part of growing up, and the best way to learn is not through your mistakes, but through the mistakes of others before you ever have to make that mistake yourself. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. On to the next one.